Hey there, everyone. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about the very powerful marketing strategy of leveraging both Facebook and Google Ads and using their pros, to your best advantage here, right? So what this means is using Google Ads as your front end marketing system to where people now enter your ecosystem and they come from that high intent search. Then they get retargeted and you have a little, ecosystem or a pool here running in the background on Facebook. So here's a quick example of that, right? So for a client here, we are at a 362% return on ad spend on Google Ads, so a little shy of a 4x. And then as you can see here, we're retargeting on Facebook, and we are at a 15.32x return, which is a little bit over a 1500% return on ad spend there. So how does this work, right? So what this does, right, is we're using Google Ads as the front end system. So what do I mean by that? So most of our budget is actually on Google, and we're using this as a way to pretty much funnel people and basically just like create a good, I guess, a good list, right? So what do I mean by that? So let's just say that your conversion rate on Google Ads is 10%. Okay. So that means that one in every 10 people who click on your Google Ads, go to your site, whatever, one out of 10 of those people are actually converting. So for lead gen, that's going to, primarily mean, making a phone call or filling out, one of your lead forms. Only one out of 10 of those people. So what happens to the other 9 out of 10? Okay. They typically just disappear, right? And if you run a business that is a luxury, not a necessity, right? So, and this is not, I'm not talking about this kind of stuff for like plumbers or locksmiths, okay? Because again, those are very like action taking businesses because if someone's locked out of their house or someone's toilet's overflowing, they're probably going to call, right away for the most part. But I'm talking about more like luxury services like asphalt paving, hardscaping, landscaping, remodeling, any kind of cosmetic surgery, any kind of med spa service, etc. Something that someone doesn't need, right? And e-commerce is pretty much all over this, of course, right? But what happens to those other 9 out of 10 people, who didn't take action? They kind of just fall into the void, right? So the whole point of this here is we have a retargeting campaign, and I made an audience on Facebook. I've attached this to the Google Ads, of course, where anyone who has visited the site but not taken action is now getting advertised to on here, right? So that means that now we have an ecosystem. We have a pool of high intent people. We're not starting with the front end of Facebook going, okay, Facebook, bring us in people and then we'll retarget them. But everyone that we are spending money on, like to show our ads to on Facebook, we know came from Google. So we know that they have triggered one of our ads from a Google search. So these are very high intent people. Yeah, that's why it's very specific why you start with Google and then you have the backend system of Meta, because everyone that we want to be spending our money on, we want to have come from a place of high intent. We know they're in the market. We know they're at least somewhat interested. They aren't quite there yet to have taken action, right? So that's what I mean by nature of the business. Anything luxury will work with this really well because they say now, I know tomorrow is 2026, but they say that for the most part, people need like 7 to 12 touch points, right? To make a decision. So especially if your business is anywhere on the ticket of like $10,000, right? For to even start like paving, remodeling, hardscaping, landscaping, etc., you're going to need to get back in front of people. So the best way to do this, again, of course, is going to be the Facebook retargeting. And now you're only spending money on people that you know came from that high intent and came from Google. So also, what's the best way to do this? Okay. So the reason why that we want to use, this compared to like a performance max campaign is because we want a lot more control over the creatives, because now you can use more creative, more emotional, more price, more offer, more trust-based creatives, right? We don't want to just be shoving the same ads in front of the people, but we want to figure out, okay, what is the reason why they didn't take action first? Okay. So the most popular is going to be like, maybe they just don't have enough information. Maybe it's the offer. Maybe it's the price. You can point out something of why they might need it. Maybe point out, like, bring these pain points to life, or maybe they just don't trust your company enough, right? So this means, like, let's just say that if you are a landscaping company, and you want to run some of these creative angle ads for your retargeting campaign, maybe you could put, like a really ugly, backyard in front of someone, like as a picture or a video, and be like, is this your backyard? And do you wish your backyard looked like this? Right? That might resonate with a portion of your audience. So you want to be testing a lot of these different angles to see what are the real reasons that's going to bring people to buy, right? So you can include offers. Again, you can like, show like ugly pain points. Like, is this? Do you want this? Maybe talk about like curb appeal. Maybe talk about adding equity into your home. Maybe talk about how long you guys have been in business for trust. Maybe give people an offer, maybe add some, call to action that's unique on Facebook that's not anywhere else, right? To make them feel like, okay, now we need to take action, right? So again, long story short, leveraging both of these platforms together with Google, the front end. So you create an ecosystem where everyone that you're advertising to came from a high intent search is an incredible way to make sure that your money is being spent in all the right places and you're not getting any, you're not spending any extra money anywhere. So I love using this system for all types of businesses. Lead generation is my absolute favorite. And what you will notice is that a lot of the times you're probably going to actually have a better return on Meta, but don't let this go to your head, because you have to realize that the only reason why this is working is because of this, right? Even though these numbers are different, but it's because that these are working together and in sync. So nowadays I see so many people like Google this or Facebook this, right? The real strategy is to actually use these platforms together to achieve the same goal. And this allows you to leverage both of the pros of these marketing channels, and just overall create like a really good ecosystem. So this ties in really well to everything. So I just wanted to share this and I hope you guys were able to learn something. Thanks.